you must be that person that is interested in those video games. Yes, this is Snorlax and I is Cheese Whiz, and we're here to bring you 10 games in 10 minutes. How about a game that's like this really cute fishing game, but suddenly, boom, dark Cthulhian horror twist? Or how about a reverse city builder game that's all about you returning a wasteland back to nature and turning it into this crazy, beautiful paradise? We also have two really cool guests this month, one of which is that other dude nerd that I run the website with, SoonTM.com, and the other one is a legendary speedrunner friend of mine. All games are timestamped below, and all games have a link in the description as well if you're interested in finding out more on the website. Let's start that timer out, Virgil Brother Man, and jump into number 10. Kicking us off for our list of March, we have a very unique game. Bayonetta Origins. Cereza and the Lost Demon is an origin story for Bayonetta. This is not your typical Bayonetta game, as you could probably see. A very obvious art style change up here. It looks more hand-drawn, storybook-esque, and the combat is very different here, controlling a demon kitty Cheshire to attack and using Cereza's magic in kind of combinations with each other. You're gonna take on a ton of different battles. There's lots of puzzles to figure out with your demon pal, and honestly, this game just looks really cool. I'm really happy to see popular IPs take different steps into new creative projects, and a game not many of us would have expected, but are thoroughly happy that is actually coming out. So, if you're ready, ride your scary demon kitty into March 17th as this one comes out on the Switch. You know those classic fairy tales? The ones with monsters, love, betrayal, and heroes and stuff? Have you ever wanted to be the one that actually writes your own tales in fun and silly ways? Well, welcome to Storyteller. This is a very, very unique game. This game is like a reactive puzzle with really cute animations and a style that fits it so perfectly. You play with a library full of different characters and themes, setting them up and using this blank canvas to manipulate secrets and desires, slay monsters or terrorize people with them, betray lovers, or, bring them together for that fun time. I'm really impressed with this game's premise. It just looks like fun, reactive puzzle sort of thing going on. It looks great. And if you've ever wanted to be an author of your own classic fairy tale game, well then get your pen and paper ready, because this one comes out on March 23rd for PC and Switch. For number 8, we bring you Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key. Now, it's a much varied JRPG for all you JRPG lovers out there. You adventure as Ryza and her friends, with up to 11 different party members. Characters from previous games and meeting new characters will be key to the story. Speaking of keys, there's also this big feature around keys that boost your abilities, interact with the open world, and can synthesize with each other in different mechanical ways for the game. There's also this big open field, is what they're calling it, or an open world, which is made up of multiple maps that are connected seamlessly. This is a living field that is one of the largest in the Atelier series. Now, I don't know too much about this series myself, but man, it looks like it'll scratch that JRPG itch. And if that's you got that itch, then get ready, because Atelier 3 comes out on March 24th for PC, PlayStation, and the Switch. You know how all the best games of all time all have a fishing minigame in them? Well, here's this game called Dredge, where the whole game is you fishing. And for more than you bargained for. An unusual RPG fishing game from a small indie team from New Zealand. You set out on your small little boat, catching a variety of over 125 little fishies. Dredge the seabed for valuables and relics. Get acquainted with locals of Greater Morrow, one of the just dozens of islands, and discover some sinister, deep, dark things lurking beneath the sea. I love this premise. The exploration and the variety of areas looks so cool. Plus, there's some interesting and satisfying looking mechanics when you're fishing, all with a dark atmosphere surrounded by some Cthulhian mystery. And since you agree that fishing minigames are the absolute best, then cast your nets out and dredge on March 30th for all platforms. So this next game, I only just found out about it like the other day. Being developed by a team of only 3 people, Archangel Studios' game Bleak Faith Forsaken looks damn impressive, wearing its Souls-like RPG genre on its sleeve, brimming with gritty, dark fantasy atmosphere, challenging, tough enemies, and some huge, terrifying-looking, delicious bosses. It gives me this weird feeling of Dark Souls 1, Shadow of the Colossus, and mashup of Warhammer 40k sort of vibe. Now, this game looks great, but my biggest hope is that it will actually play great here as well, as sometimes these Souls-like inspired games fall into that trap of nailing the look, but not exactly the feel. Speaking of feelings, I have a good one about Bleak Faith Forsaken, and I'm ready to jump on in and explore it all while dying over and over here on March 10th for PC. Being planted here at number 5, we have a really cool reverse city builder game that looks incredibly relaxing. Say hello to this very unique indie title called Terra Nil. You start out with a barren wasteland, okay? And your goal is to bring nature back in full force by making everything as green as possible. You got some cool mechanics like building some structures to make the landscape sustainable, keeping an eye on humidity and temperatures to make everything right, using toxin scrubbers to, get that yuck out between nature's toes. They're also saying that they'll be donating a portion of the sales monies to the Endangered Wildlife Trust to support environmental preservation, which honestly is kind of cool. This game looks great, this game looks cozy, and it's a new take on an established genre, which means it's pretty sweet. So get ready to water those plants as Terra Nil comes out on March 28th for PC. Ooh, baby, have we got some spice for you. 3 guests, 3 beauties here for March. First of all is the always talented Virgil, the editor of this video, always coming in with some great games. Next, we got Chef Has Teeth. My partner in crime over at SoonTM.com helped me out with the coding and wizarding of the internet. And then the legendary, the absolute insane speedrunner, Maxilob's brother man, good friend. Take it away, Virgil, with that editor's choice.
Castlevania is one of the most successful and beloved gaming franchises of all time. While we haven't seen a new original entry for a while, we've seen it in other media and its characters have been featured as guests in other games. Get ready for a new collaboration between Castlevania and an award-winning game that was originally heavily inspired by it in the first place. Dead Cells is bringing you the expansion, Return to Castlevania. Explore new biomes that take place within Dracula's castle. Find secret rooms and grab those chicken legs to heal up. You'll also encounter Richter Belmont and Alucard, who will appear and aid you in some way. You'll wield the Vampire Killer, the Throwing Axe, Holy Water, and more familiar weapons that are iconic to the Castlevania series. This DLC for Dead Cells arrives on March 6th for every platform.
Team Ninja, creators of the Neo and Ninja Gaiden series, are back this month with an all-new fluid and fast-paced action game, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. I'm Chef Has Teeth, and this is 100% my most anticipated game in March. Set in the Three Kingdoms period of Chinese history, this one promises to be an absolutely insane ride as you fight through legendary warriors and mythological demons. You can expect deep battle mechanics, including a wide variety of weapons based on Chinese martial arts, each with their own unique special moves, an all-new deflect system that allows you to deplete your enemy's stamina bar, offensive and defensive magic spells, and a morale system that makes your character stronger by taking over enemy strongholds within levels. Wo Long is releasing on March 3rd for PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles, Steam, and it'll be playable day one on Game Pass.
Oh, look who's back. Time for that dedicated indie pick of the month. Say hello to Death in Have a Nice Death. Okay, so you play as Death, right, who's being overworked and he's in need of a good old vacation, but his employees are being a bit of a pain in the butt. So it's up to you to grab your scythe, show him literally who's boss in this beautiful action roguelike. Instantly, the art style is a huge win for me here. Same with the animations and the humor that looks that right amount of bone dry. The roguelike aspects appear in-depth and really satisfying. There's 30 or so different weapons and spells, and you can unlock upgrades and things outside of each run, which is great. Sound interesting to you? Well, you want to support a smaller team? Well, because personally I can't wait to die into Have a Nice Death here on March 22nd for PC and for Switch.
Hey there, I'm Maxi Lobes, and my most anticipated game for March, as well as the whole year, is Resident Evil 4 Remake. Yes, 18 years later, Capcom have fully remade the most influential third-person action horror game of all time. And Leon is back with new movement, a slew of new combat options, and there's also a reimagined story behind saving Ashley from those pesky Los Illuminados. And I'm personally thrilled to see how the Dev 1 team have been able to recreate some of the most wild scenarios that the Resident Evil series has even seen. I mean, whether it's huge groups of smart, hyper-aggressive Ganados, or some of the most intimidating boss fights in the series, it's all going to look amazing in the new Reach the Moon engine, aka RE engine. If you've enjoyed any of the recent Resident Evil titles, or even some of the past ones, I suggest that you pick this game up. I highly recommend it. It's coming out on March 24th for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC.
Thank you so much to Virgil, Chef, and Maxi for giving us that wonderful, very personal insight into some great games coming out in March. My name is CheeseWhiz. I'm the weird guy that does the weird things. I'm on the internet and twitch.tv/CheeseWhiz if you like the energy and you want to come say hi and hang out with me and Snorlax. Thank you so much to Virgil for editing this video. Again, thank you so much to our guests for being on. Hopefully you've at least found at least one game that you're really excited for now. That's our goal. And thank you so much to our patrons for keeping those lights on at patreon.com/SoonTM. Help support us above and beyond. And as always, if you need more information or you're just interested in keeping track of all those games coming out there, SoonTM.com, your calendar for gaming. Thank you so much for letting me plug all this stuff. You're all wonderful. And as always, goodbye forever. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.